Hello everyone, welcome to the next lecture on the most powerful test. Today we will discuss about the most powerful test for the discrete variable. The last lecture was for the continuous random variable, now it's a discrete variable. Myself Dr. Gar, working in the School of Mathematics. You can simply follow my Telegram link, else follow my YouTube channel Dr. Harish Gar for finding the various videos on this probability and statistics. So let's start with this video. As we discussed in our last video that when you can apply this most powerful test. This most powerful test is applicable only for the simple hypothesis. What are the simple hypotheses? In which H0 and H1 both are in the form of equality. When when H1 is say is greater than of this or less than or not equal to, then we will call as a compound hypothesis. But MPT, that is the most powerful test, is applicable only for the simple hypothesis. The purpose of this hypothesis is to find a best test which has the highest probability of that is called as the level of significance, denoted by alpha. That is, this best test is called as the most powerful test for the level of significance alpha. How you can find the best test? We will apply the Niemann principal lemma, is used to construct the most powerful test. Remember, only for the simple hypothesis. When you are working for the compound hypothesis H1, then we are working on the UMP, uniformly most powerful, that we will discuss in our next lecture. What is the condition for the existence of this MPT, most powerful test? So if you have the two simple hypotheses H0 and H1 and alpha is the level of significance, then there exists a phi and a constant k and a gamma such that these two conditions are satisfied. That is, expected value of this phi must be of the level of significance, and this phi is defined like this way. This is nothing but my Niemann principal lemma. This is a Niemann principal lemma that we already discussed in our various previous year videos. And if there exists a level of significance as a 0, then we have to test phi such that k will be the infinite and this condition will be hold. When these two conditions are satisfied, then we can say there are sufficient conditions that any of the test statistics which satisfied this equation number 1 and 2 for some k and the gamma which are lies between 0 and 1, then we can say the most powerful test occurs under this H0 condition. On the other hand, if phi dash or any of the other phi is the most powerful test, then it has of this form and it has a measure 0 under the H0 and H1. Now as we have seen that one of the condition is my here. So if clearly says that how you can define the expected value. So since expected value of the phi is must be alpha, so we all knows how you can find the expected value of this. So if it is a discrete, then we can write as this into probability. If it is a continuous, then we have to integrate this into their probability. The same thing for here. How you can define this probability? Expected value that is a 1 into the probability of this variable f1 over f0 multiplied by k, plus second case, that is a gamma, probability of f1 divided by f0 is k, plus 0 multiplied this is nothing but by 0. So we can write like this way. So this is for the in general, this is the case in general. Now we all knows when you have the continuous random variable, then the probability at x is a is 0 when your x is continuous random variable. So this definition will reduce to the only the two cases are there, 1 and 0 are there. So it means how many unknowns are there? It means there are the two unknown, one is k and second is gamma for the discrete case, and here is only k. So again, how you can find the value of k? We can solve these equations and you can say 1 into this. So remember, whenever you have the discrete random variable, then your target is to find the value of k and the gamma which are lies between 0 and 1. K can be any of the real number. If you are the continuous, then only unknown is my k. This we already discussed in our previous video, how you can solve the most powerful test for this UMP, for the MP, for the continuous random variable. You can watch it. Now in this lecture we will see here. So we will describe about the discrete variables. Again, as we describe the three-step rule, firstly we define the critical region. How we can define the critical region? By using the Niemann principal lemma. What is the Niemann principal lemma? If you can start with the likelihood ratio of the H1 and H0, if it is greater than k, you can solve them and find the value of the x, whether it's a greater than of the k or less than of the k. So we can say either the k or the k star, any of the relation. This is the first method. Second is you can define this as a h, check whether this h is by increasing or decreasing. So if it is increasing, then we can say the critical region is my x is greater than, otherwise is a less than. So therefore the critical region is depending upon whether it's a greater than or less than, we can define here. Based on this critical region, we can define the test statistics phi as of here, because it's a discrete case this. And how you can find the value of the k and sigma? We can use the expected value of this case. So let's start with this video. We have to solve the 4 to 5 examples so that you are able to understand more clearly. So first of all, you can see it's a binomial. So it's a problem of the discrete. Before applying the most powerful test, you have to check that H0 and H1 both are my simple. If they are not simple, then you can't apply the most powerful test. So you can see H0 is my simple. That's a simple test is there. What is the H1? Again, it's the equality form. That's also the simple. So we can apply the most powerful test. So firstly, what is that? It's a single observation. So what is the likelihood function is? This is product of I1 to 1 of the PDF. So what is the PDF of the binomial distribution with n is p is my here. Now what is the h of L1? So if you substitute, what is the h1 is? P is 0.3. So you can substitute here p, that's my 0.3 raised to power x. 1 minus p is my 0.7 divided by, what is the h0? H0 is my p is 0.8. So you can substitute here x. This is 0.24 minus x. Now clearly says that 4, this will be cancelled out. So remaining part is my here. Now you can take coefficient of the x as a separate and this as my here. So you can take it this number and solve. Now you can solve them and then find the value of the x, whether it's a greater than of the k or less than of the k. How you can solve them? You can simply see, I can take 7 by 2 4 on the right hand side. So since it is a constant number, so I called as a k1, say k1. Then how you can find the value of x? You can take the logarithm on the both side. This value you all knows that logarithm of this is a negative. Once it's a negative, so this inequality will change. So by step 1, we can find the critical region as here. Now since it is a discrete problem, so we can define the most powerful test as whatever that is less than of the k star. So it's a less than k star is 1 is equal to k gamma and greater than is 0. So your target is to find the value of the k star and gamma. Remember k star, what is that binomial? So what is the domain is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the k star will lies in between the 0 to 4. But here k star can never be 0, because if it is a 0, then x is less than 0, but that is no be there. So therefore k star must be 1 to 4. So we can start from here. What is that? It is a 1 probability of the x less than of the k star plus gamma probability of x is my k. So this is my this case. Now you can find the value of the gamma from here. You can solve it. You can get the value of gamma here. Now we can find the value of the k. K can be 1, k can be 2, k can be 3 or k can be 4. So let's say firstly k is 1. We can substitute here. K means that's a k star. We can substitute the value here. You will get this. What is the meaning of this? So that is the probability of the binomial. So what is the meaning of this is? That means probability at x is 0, because there is only number which is here. What is the meaning of this is? Because of under h0. What is the value of the h0 is? P is my 0.8. So what is the answer of this is? What is the probability at x is 0? That's a 4C0. Probability is my 0.8. Q is my 4. What is the probability at x is 1? That's a 4C1. probability is my 0.4 and this is 0.2 here. So after solving, you can see here, this is the P of this. Now after solving, you will get a number which lies between 0 and 1. So this is the value of gamma. Similarly, for the k is equal to 2, that's a k star is 2, we can substitute here. This is my here minus, it means this is my x is 0 and minus x is equal to 1 divided by probability at x is 2 under the h0. So what is the value of the x0? This is the case of the x0 under the p, and this is the x1. So if you solve them, you can see this is a negative number, so which does not lies between 0 and 1. So there is no best test corresponding to k is equal to 2. Similarly, you can check that k is equal to 3, k is equal to 4. It can never be true for the gamma. It's quite obvious that when it's a k is less than 3, so definitely this part will be there. Again, it's a negative R there. So therefore, only the value of k is my 1. So I can substitute k as 1 here, and the value of gamma in here. You can get the most powerful test is this one. This is the way you can solve the discrete problem. Look at the second category are there, where instead of the distribution function, there is some tabular form are there. And you can see this is my equality. This is my equality. It means these are my simple hypotheses. So hence we can apply the most powerful test. The level of significance is given to you 0.03. So let's start with the Niemann principal lemma here. So in this case, you are unable to define the likelihood function because there is no distribution is given to you, whether the binomial, normal, Poisson, geometric, and so on. So your target is to find the f1 upon f0. Can you find the f1 upon f0 from here? So it's 0.05 divided by 0.01, 0.04 divided by 0.01, and so on. So after that you will get here. Clearly says that what is the f1 upon f0, if I consider this as a h, clearly says that this value is my decreasing, because you can see it's a 5, then 4, then 3, 2, 1, and so it's a decreasing. Therefore your critical region will be my here, because it's a decreasing, so critical region is my here. Now what is the value of the k star? So if you look about that, for the x is equal to 1, 5 is greater than 1, that's satisfied, fine. This is also satisfied. 4 is greater than 2, 3 is greater than or equal to 3, that's fine. 2 is can't be greater than 4. So how many are there? For that means this case is satisfied for x is equal to 3. So that means your critical region is my k star is my 3. Why it's a less than? Because it's a decreasing, that's why it's a less than. If it is increasing, then you can write as a greater than sign. So this value is satisfied for the first 3 pairs. So this pair is corresponding to 3. So that's why it's a 3. If it is a 4, then we have to write as a 4. So this is my step 1. Now we can define the most powerful test. X is less than 3, 3, and here. We can define the level of significance. Its value as a 0.03. We can this be. So we can substitute the value here. This is a 1. Probability x less than 3 under the h0. What is the h0 is? f0. Gamma times of this. You can find the value of gamma from here. So what is the value of this under the f0? This is my f0. Value less than 3. That means these are the 2 cases. So it means, sorry, this is my 2. This is my 2. Less than, strictly less than 3. Less than 3 means f0 is my 0.02. So this value is my 1. So if you solve them, it's a 1 which lies between 0 to 1. So it means once gamma is there, you can substitute here. This is a 1 also. You can substitute. You can write this as a equality 3. So sorry, it's a 2. So once you will solve them, it will be my 1. So it can be written here. Now the second part is how you can define the power of the test. So we all know what is the power of the test is. So if I write here the power of the test, this is nothing but my 1 minus beta. Beta is nothing but size or probability of the size L. So let's start with the power of the test. So the power of the test is my here. W is the critical region, which is x is less than or 3. So what is the value of this? X is greater than 3. What is the H1? H1 is under the F1. So what is the answer of this? You can see F1, under the case of the F1, what is the probability of x greater than 3? So it means these 3 answers are there. So if you add them, your answer will be 0.2. 8 is my right answer. How you define the power of the test? So the power of test is nothing but my 1 minus of beta is nothing but my, this is my beta is 1 minus power of test is the required answer. Okay, look about the another one. Again, it's a binomial distribution. It's equality. It's equality. That's a simple case. You have to apply the level of significance is here. We can define the likelihood function with the n is equal to 3. We can substitute here value with respect to h0 and h1. So this is my h1, 0.1, 0.9, 0.95, 0.05. This will be cancelled out. We can take the pair of the x. I can take, this is the constant number, I can take on this right hand side, so I call as a k1. Take the logarithm on the both side. So since this number is my negative, so the k, this inequality will change. So this is a here. So critical reason is my this. We can define the most powerful test is less than k because it's a less than, so it's a less than equality and here, and we can solve this case. So how you can define that is a 1 times of this, gamma times of this, 0 times of this under the h0. What is the h0 is 0.95. Can you find the value of gamma from here? This. So what are the values of the k star? So since it is a binomial distribution, n is 3, so it is either 1, 2 or 3. So we consider the two cases, k is equal to 1, k is equal to 2 and k is 3. K means there is a k star. So what will happen if k is equal to 1? So you can substitute here. So k is less than 1. Less than 1 means that's a 0. So we can say nc0 p raised to power x and here. And this is k is equal to 1. After solving, you will get this number which is lies between 0 and 1. We can consider the second case when k is equal to 2. So it means gamma will be 0.001. Is a strictly less than 2. That means a 0 and 1. Divided by x is equal to 2. So we can calculate the value. This is the value at x is equal to 0. This is the value at x is equal to 1 divided by this. So after solving, you can see this number does not belong to the 0, 1. So once x is equal to 2 does not belong to them, there is no need to solve for the k is equal to 3. Again, it does not belong to the 0, 1. So hence, there is no best test corresponding to k is equal to 3 and k is equal to 2 and k is equal to 3, but we are able to find only for the k1. Substitute k is here, gamma is here. You can get the most powerful test as 0.1236. Look at the one more example. Again, the distribution is not given to you, but it's in the tabular form. H0 is equality form. This is the equality, that means they are my simple. So we can define that Newman principle lemma f1 upon f0. You can divide them here, but clearly says that it's a decrease, then increase, then decrease, then increase. So you can't say that it's always the decreasing, but look at that which number is satisfied. Firstly, 2 greater than 1 satisfied, 0.5 greater than 2 not satisfied. So it means it's satisfied only corresponding to the 1. Now corresponding to the 1, what will happen on the next side is it's a decreasing. So it means your critical reason will be x less than of the k star. If it's satisfied here, since it's increasing, so you have to write accordingly. Now what is the k star is? The corresponding value of the k is my 1. So the critical reason is my x is less than equal to 1. Now because it's here, so we can define this value less than and here. We can define the value of this, since alpha is my 0.05, we can substitute. What is the value of this under the f0? F0. Under this f0, what is the value when x is less than 1? So there is no value, that's a 0. What is the value at x equal to 1 under the f0? So that is a 0.1. So it is 0.05. So can you find the value of the gamma from here? Divided by 0.1. So what is the answer of this? This is a 0.5. And you can see this belongs to the 0, 1. So we get the value of the k, we get the value of the gamma, we can substitute here, we can get the most powerful test as here. So this is the way you can solve the most powerful test with the help of discrete cases. In the next lecture, we will try to explain you what is the uniformly most powerful test. This test is applicable when your H1 is not equal to form or greater than or less than form, that is not in the simple form. Till then, you can simply like, share, comments on this video. You can share with your friends. Best of luck, students. Happy learning.